Welcome to the XDOG Podcast, where our mission is to help dog owners extend the life of their dogs through nutrition, fitness, and education. I am your host, Stan Smith, CEO of XDOG, and whether you're looking for tips on how to improve your dog's overall health, get valuable training details, or insight on personal growth and business development, then you are in the right place. So march with us as we go heads up against your dog's number one enemy, canine obesity, and let's win this battle together. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to episode 1 of the XDOG Podcast. I'm excited about shooting this. There's a lot of things that I want to talk about and address. At the same time, I'm looking forward to educating and helping and serving and hopefully bringing some value to everyone out there that's watching. Just a little bit about my story. 2005, 2006, I was homeless, living out of my car. It was me and my son, and had my back against the wall. And that's when I was during that time I was showing American Bullies and breeding American Bullies, but it wasn't bringing any satisfaction. I wasn't happy at all doing it, and I wanted to get out of it. And I had to find a different way because I was broke. So one day I made a phone call, talked to a manufacturer, private labeled some multivitamins, went to a dog show and sold out. Right then, I kind of knew that I had something going on, and that's the beginning of what we call MVP canine supplements today. From there, that lasted about all the way up to about 2012, and that's when e-commerce and online and Amazon was a really big thing. And during that time, I was getting my ass handed to me by another company who kind of understood how e-commerce worked. So when I was trying to sell on Amazon, they were paying people to leave bad reviews and stuff like that. And in 2013, that's when my current business partner, Mr. Steven Cortez, asked the illustrious question of, man, I want to sell something on Amazon. You have any ideas what I could possibly sell? And during that time, I had an idea in the back of my head, and that idea was called Muscle Bully. We partnered up on Muscle Bully on Amazon. We killed it that year. We did really well. And from there on, I said, hey, you want to go on and be my full business partner? And that's where it all began. So in 2013, me and Steven had MVP Canine going. We had Muscle Bully going. And we wanted to come out with a third company. So 2 years later, we launched EarthVet. Now, in the back of my head the whole time, since the beginning, I always had this idea coming out with a weight and fitness vest. I spent about 6 to 7 years searching for manufacturers with no success. I eventually told Steven about it, and Steven goes, hey, man, that's a good idea. I said, man, if we can create a really solid weight and fitness vest, we're going to really, really change the landscape of how dog owners can actually improve the health of their dogs. The first initial step was to, obviously, how can we build muscle and improve performance? And that lucky son of a gun made one email and found our manufacturer. I spent 7 years trying to find it and couldn't find it. So we went through about 12 different prototypes. We finally came out with the first first version of the XDOG Weight and Fitness Vest in 2017. Did initial launch, and from there on, man, the sky has been the limit. It's opened so many doors for us, and in future episodes, we'll get a little bit more in depth about the whole story, but. Today, I'm going to go ahead and talk to you guys about the Q&A that we put up yesterday. I had you guys ask me some questions, so I want to go ahead and address some of those questions and give you guys some insight on what's going on in the near future. In addition, we're going to talk about the emancipated mouse story that's in rumors that's been going around, because I want to give you guys some factual truth about what's going on with that. So let me get into these questions. Question number 1 is from Damian Porter 85. When are we going to see the all gold vest? So the all gold vest, I revealed a secret shot of that probably a couple months ago, and that vest is actually a very, very limited edition vest that we're going to launch on our secret website sometime in 2020. And yes, there is a secret website. Bella.Halon, Hallon. If I murdered your name, I'm sorry. Do you have any X-Dogs? Do they have an X-Dog Weight and Fitness Vest? Yes, I have 4 dogs. I have a Rottweiler named Roxy, a chocolate Cocker Spaniel named Bella, I have an XL Bully named Mega and a Staffordshire Bull Terrier named Triton. And Triton is the big reason why the XDOG Weight and Fitness Vest was actually created. And yeah, they all have multiple colors. They all get first dibs on the colors. This is a really good question. Service Warrior, what's your advice for people new to running, starting their own business? All right, so about 2016, I was sitting on my couch, I was drinking, and I was a little tipsy because at the time I was drinking a lot due to stress. And I was scrolling through my Instagram, and I started thumbing through, and I see this guy with a scar on his face talking all kinds of shit, like to me in a way. I felt like he was talking to me. He's like, there's more out of you. You're leaving a lot of shit on the table. Stop being a complaining, whining, crybaby bitch and all this other stuff. And I kind of felt offended, but at the same time, I only felt offended because I knew he was speaking to me specifically because I was doing all those things. And it happened to be my mentor today, one of my mentors today named Andy Frisella, and he has a podcast called the MFCEO. So here's the thing. I went to his podcast. I went to episode 1. He has over 300 episodes, and I started taking notes. I listened to episode 1 all the way on. It literally changed the landscape of my business. It was free mentorship online from a guy who's actually done it, from a person that was in the human supplement industry that actually done it. And following him led me to my other mentor, Ed Milet, which led me to a group called The Arte, which I'm a part of. And it's a bunch of like-minded entrepreneurs, people who are wanting to become more successful and grow in life. And one thing that I learned, I would probably say the number one thing or one of the best things I've ever learned from that mentorship was to make a friend, make a sell. And that to bring value and help and serve people without asking for anything in return. If you can solve people's problems, solve their problems, the better you're at solving problems, the more sales you're going to get into. But we don't really focus on sales. We focus on serving and helping people. That's like a big thing for us here at XDOG. And so if you're getting into business, that first customer, over deliver, help solve their problem without asking for anything in return, and give them over the top customer service. Pride yourself in customer service. All right. Next question is, okay, Edit Sand.Dogs. Will you all come out with an orange XDOG vest? Yes. We are actually in the works of the XDOG V2. I don't know if you guys saw anything about V2, but it's XDOG Vest 2 or XDOG version 2 of the vest. That's going to come out in 2020. If you guys have an original vest, which is the black with the yellow reflectors, this is the last batch of them. If you're going to get one, it's going to be a collector's item because version 2 is going to come out, and it's not going to be black and yellow. It's actually going to be yellow and black. And there's going to be some additional features that we'll reveal shortly. But the orange vest, we are in the works of talking with an exclusive deal with Amazon and Chewy, and we may launch it exclusively on there. We also may launch on our website, but that's definitely going to come out in the near future in 2020, so stay tuned. Benji the Bully _ and Yeti _official, both of them asked, are there going to be any Black Friday deals? Stay tuned on Thursday. There may not be. Stay tuned. What made you want to start the XDOG vest? All right, so remember earlier I talked about a dog named Triton. Triton is on the original XDOG vest. So he was a dog that, he's a Staffordshire Bull Terrier, and I worked him out every day with flirt pole, fetch, took him on long walks, and for about a year, I saved up for this custom-made kennel. It was a nice wood kennel, double kennel that I made for my dogs to act as an accessory piece inside my house. Like I literally saved up all year to get this very, very expensive custom-made kennel. I left him in the kennel. I go to the grocery store. I come back, and it was like I didn't have a dog anymore. I had a beaver. He had chewed through it. In addition, he was going around the house during that time, and he was just being a destructive dog around the house, marking things, chewing on walls and stuff like that. And I felt like I was exercising, and a few hours a day was going to be sufficient, but I wasn't respecting his genetics. So I decided to come out with the prototype of the XDOG vest. I hit up Steven. We got some prototypes, and the first day I put a vest on him, it was like the problems disappeared. My exercise programs cut back efficiently. I was able to leave him in a kennel, no issues. All the destructive issues, marking around the house issues, eliminated. Muscle retention exercises, I feel, plays a critical role. A lot of dogs deal with pent-up energy or hyperactive energy, especially high prey-driven dogs. And he's not what I would even consider high prey-driven when you're talking about like Malleys or Border Collies and stuff like that. But man, his genetics demanded respect, so I had to respect it. But that's what inspired me to develop the XDOG weight and fitness vest. Let's see here. Okay, the same question. Okay. Samson Roddy, will you take flax out of your supplements? Phytoestrogens are no good for breeding with dogs. Well, here's the deal with flax. We don't have very much flax in any of our products. It's very minute. We put it in there for the omega-3 and omega-6, the healthy fatty acids. But the True Beast lineup doesn't have any flaxseed in it. And we plan on possibly removing even the little amount that's in our current formulas. But we're not we're not doing it just to support dog breeding. That's not why we're doing it. We're doing it because we're finding other valuable sources. I feel like chia seed plays a critical role. MCT powder can do just the same thing. So we're going with other different healthy fat sources and increasing the quality of each one of our products. Sorry, man. Let me see here. Go.me. Go.me.y. I don't know who this is. Who's a better salesperson between Patrick and Logan? Neither. They both suck at sales because they're not salesmen. Here at XDOG, we don't hire salesmen. We hire coaches. We don't believe that we're in the business of selling. We're in the business of serving. We want to help people, solve people's problems, become a valuable resource. Our whole purpose-driven mission is to help dog owners extend the life of their dogs through nutrition, fitness, and education. And we're one of the rare companies that you don't even have to purchase a product from us, and you can contact us. And if you have a problem or a question about your dog's food, supplements, anything, if we can't help you, we're going to go the extra mile to find someone who can. We're very, very connected in the dog industry. We deal with a bunch of world-class dog trainers, owners, handlers, you name it. We are connected with them. And if we can't solve your problem or find the answers, we will guide you in the right direction. We're here to serve you and not to sell to you. So they both suck at sales. What encouraged you to make the XDOG vest? I believe I already answered that with Triton. K9.wimpy, can I have a free XDOG vest? Sure, if you can enter one of our contests. This podcast, we're going to host contests on our YouTube channel, so go subscribe to that. We'll have weekly contests there. We'll have weekly contests here. We have weekly internal contests. If you already have an XDOG vest, go to our Team XDOG group on Facebook, but also on our Facebook page, we'll have weekly contests. And I believe we're going to be hosting also review contests on Spotify and iTunes. How many animals do you have? I have 4. Not counting AZ, Gomi, Logan, and Patrick, and Tayden. There's some, those are baboons. Kino Bobino. What is the next move for XDOG? Say in the next year or less. All right, so this is really exciting. We're actually leaving this decade with a bang and going into 2020. It's a new decade, and we're excited to jump into it. We have the Milk and Honey XDOG Designer Fitness Vest. Now, that's going to be a very simple clip system, but we have a couple different features. It's adding a cooling and heating feature. We're also going to add some areas where you can actually put service dog patches and other different patches that you can add onto the vest. We may add like Molly webbing to it and some other things. But I'm really excited about the heating and cooling feature because it's been in demand for a while. I'm almost finalized with the XDOG weight and fitness collar. It's a very, very amazing piece. I'm excited about launching that. 2020, we're doing XDOG films with the whole XDOG University, which we're going to be launching, where we have world-class trainers that are going to be giving you valuable tips and helping you with education, different feeding programs, exercise programs, and more. So 2020 is going to be a big year for us because we're launching the XDOG Designer Fitness Vest in the version 2. to the XDOG vest and the weight and fitness collar and XDOG University. Oh, and we're about to launch the True Beast dog food, which we're really excited about with our partnership there. And that's going to be an amazing dog food for sure. Just got a few more of these questions. How did you get into dogs and dog sports? I just happened to go to shows and I met a bunch of world-class trainers. I actually don't compete in dog sports, but I work with some of the most renowned competitors in dog protection sports such as PSA, Schutzhund, Mondio ring, French ring, agility, fly ball, weight pull, disc dog, lure, just about every AKC sport you can possibly think of. And we're getting into some of these other sports like Canine Ninja is starting to become something big. Iron Dog, just about every sport. I mean, I've got to work with some world-class trainers. It's been an honor for me because I get the valuable insight from them, and we're able to produce products that actually work and deliver. When is the Teal pre-order shipping? So they've already been picked up. They've set sail. Teal and purple are going to be here on December 13th. That's a Friday. So Friday the 13th, we're going to be working diligently Friday, Saturday, and even Sunday to get these orders out for you. We're also going to have pre-order reds in all different sizes. Those are going to be in that same shipment with the red with the red parachutes in both medium and large. And we'll have all the in-between sizes. It's a very small limited batch. So if you are looking for red, I highly suggest you get your pre-order in this week. Ted the Cavalier, how long does it usually take an XDOG vest to arrive? If you're in the United States, we ship via either same business day or next business day, and it takes 2 to 3 business days to arrive. Sometimes a little bit quicker depending on what part of the United States you're at. Internationally, it takes 6 to 11 business days to get to the country's origin, but this does not include custom clearance time. So if you're international, it's going to take 6 to 11 business days to get to your country of origin, but we have no control over custom clearance. So sometimes it could take a day to clear customs. Sometimes it takes a couple weeks. When is the red medium vest? Here we go. Shelby.and.Jax. When will red medium vests be available again? Red medium vests are gone. So if there's one that comes that's refurbished, then you'll have access to that. But the new sizing, medium B, your dog may fit that, or it may fit a small B. So make sure you contact us. We have a very, very limited quantity that's coming in that we'll be shipping. The pre-orders will start this week, and we'll be shipping on December 13th with the teal and purple. So if you are interested in a red, I highly suggest you get on board with that. All right, Sasha and Luna Canine. Will you guys be coming out with a camouflage color? Yeah, 2020, we plan on coming out, launching our patterns. One of the patterns will be camouflage for sure. Mazda_the_Goldie. Do you ship to Europe, specifically Croatia? Yes, we ship our vests, our non-consumable goods. We can ship internationally anywhere. Again, it takes 6 to 11 business days. Does not include custom clearance time, which we don't have control over, but non-consumable goods means anything about food. We don't ship any food sources internationally. Is the XDOG vest vet approved? Yes, we have multiple vets that approve the vest. We also even have a bunch of orthopedists that actually recommend the vest for rehabilitation as well. Service_Boston Tux. How should you go about getting your XDOG vest used to added weight in the vest? Now, what's cool about the vest is that it comes empty. There's many reasons why we have it come empty. One, because if we actually preloaded the vest, it would probably shoot up shipping $20 to $30 depending on the vest size per vest. Secondly, the safety of your dog. No dog should start off with a loaded vest at all. We suggest that you start out with an empty vest. That way your dog gets acclimated and used to wearing it. We suggest that you do fun activities with them, like go on walks or anything that they associate as a fun activity. Put the vest on them, and then week by week, depending on what your your performance goals are, your fitness goals are in general, which you should be getting a call from one of our coaches who's going to give you the right advice on how to actually implement the vest depending on your goal. You can increase your vest weights by as little as a grain of sand or as little as a BB. So it's very, very seamless when it comes to incorporating and getting your dog used to the weight vest. see. We only got a couple more questions. Okay. Valerie.Barrow. Is it possible to get a cooling system into the Lime vest, or when will it be available? The Lime vest doesn't have it. It's part of version 1. If we end up ever launching the Lime again, and maybe a different sequence, maybe Lime in a different color, we're not going to launch Lime in black again. If it comes in version 2, yes, it will come with a cooling and heating system. What age is best to start using the vest? And this is Deanne. The best time, we suggest that you can actually implement the vest as early as 12 months, no matter the size or breed of the dog, as long as you're not incorporating any weights. Again, get them used to the vest, get them used to wearing it. But you don't want to start implementing any weights until your dog's growth patterns are fully developed, and that will depend on the breed. Small breeds tend to develop faster than larger breed dogs, so I highly suggest that you talk to a veterinarian or somebody who's educated on the breed, or do some research online to see at what age that will happen for you. All right, and I think this is a couple more. Team.of.peace. Should a dog be full grown before using the vest with weights? I think I just addressed that, as far as just like you want to wait until your dog's growth patterns are fully developed. Jackson on Adventure. Will you guys be launching any new colors soon? Yes. 2020, we're launching colors and patterns. The Designer Fitness Vest will be next, and version 2 of the XDOG Fitness Vest will be next. Version 2 is going to be yellow. It's going to be inverted. It's going to be yellow with black reflectors, and the Milk and Honey, which, if you get a chance to get that color, I highly suggest get that color, because that thing is in super high demand. It's white with gold. And last question, those underscore poodles, do you plan on making different kinds of gear like collars? Yeah, we got a couple different things coming out. Again, the weight and fitness collar that we're launching is going to be launching in 2020. And of course, we're going to do leashes and collars as well. But our main focus is fitness equipment. But that's the end of the Q&As. So now let's go ahead and get into the story about the starved Malinois that was going around the internet a couple months ago and kind of just resurfaced recently. A couple months ago, Steven and I got into a business venture called bulk freeze dried, which is where we take meats, we freeze dry them, and we create treats and patties. Stuff like that right now. We'll eventually get into complete and balanced meal patties and meatballs and stuff like that. But it was actually a pre-launch post that I was doing on my own personal page. And everybody who's actually friends with me on my Facebook page knows that I don't deal with drama. I don't associate with it. You bring drama to my page, you're going to get blocked. We just don't deal with it. It's just a no tolerance rule for me. And so I did a post about the production of bulk freeze dried, and letting everybody know in a couple weeks that we're actually going to launch the product. Post caught a lot of traction. And one of the reasons why it caught a lot of traction is because I tagged as many of my closest friends that I knew, especially those who had XDOG or We Are XDOG or XDOG 2019 on their profile photo, or anything that is associated with XDOG. I just tagged them. On Facebook, there's a few groups that I actually involve myself in. One is the Team XDOG Facebook group. The other one is Team XDOG True Beast, which is our affiliated program group that we work with. And the other one is the Arte group. Those are pretty much the only groups I have time for, and I have a limited time for them as well. But when I do have time to get in groups, those are the groups I'm going to be involved in. A couple days before that, one of our coaches had texted me and said, hey, there's something going on in one of the shepherd groups with one of the XDOG members being accused of starving their Malinois. I didn't think anything of it because it was actually in a completely different country. And I don't want to say the person's name because I'm not here to throw them underneath the bus or anything like that. And I'm not even here to even tell the story to save face. This story is to basically bring out the truth behind the whole story and the rumors that were being surfaced. And secondly, to hopefully that you guys will get a learning curve or teaching curve out of this situation, how savage the internet is and what you should invest in and not invest your time into. Especially when it comes to the internet. The internet is a jungle, man, and you can't believe everything that you hear on there. So I did a post about the pre-launch of the bulk freeze dried. It caught a lot of traction. I happened to tag the person who was an affiliate at the time that was in Canada. Next thing I know, we get all these comments, everything's positive, and then I get a couple comments of, I can't believe you support starving dogs, or people who starve their dogs, or people who emancipate their dogs. I didn't know what it was. I didn't have any clue what was going on. Like I said, I don't hang around in other groups or training groups or anything like that, so I'm too busy for stuff like that. And so I just replied, I said, hey, look, don't bring any drama to my page. It's not something we deal with. And of course, they wanted to leverage it and extend it and accuse me of situations that I had no clue was even really going on at the time. Now, I went ahead and blocked the person, which they sent another person. I blocked that person. They sent another person. I blocked that person. And it was a crazy situation because after that, the next thing I know, we're getting hit up with, like bad reviews and stuff like that of people accusing us of starving a dog or supporting someone that starves a dog, which isn't the case at all. So let's state some facts here, all right? One of the rumors that was going around was that it was our food that was associated with the dog being starved. Well, from my knowledge is if you feed a dog, you can't starve a dog at the same time, right? To starve a dog, you have to not feed the dog. Okay. But as I mentioned earlier in the podcast, we don't export non-consumable goods because people are saying it was a test subject. The dog was a test subject. It wasn't a test subject at all. We can't export food. So even if they wanted to try our food, we couldn't. One, we don't have food. It was actually bulk freeze-dried treats at the time, is beef patties and beef liver treats and stuff like that. We couldn't export it if we want. And the reason is because when you have foods, it's hard to get it to clear customs. So we don't even take the chance of even trying to do that. Plus, we have thousands of dogs here that we can, if we wanted to test on dogs, we're going to test them on our own dogs and our closest companions and teammates and their dogs. So one, dog was in another country. I didn't know anything about it. Two, secondly, if you feed a dog, you can't starve a dog. Three, we don't export food, and this dog was owned by somebody in another country. And four, our product wasn't even out yet. It was a pre-launch product. But the person who got on my post got really upset because I didn't want to have to hear what they say. Now, in the internet world, what people like to do who are not doing anything with their time or their life is they like to start drama. They're complainers. They're very complicated, and they have plenty of time to invest into drama-filled posts or arguments or debates because they're not doing anything with their life. There's not a person that I know that is successful, that is invested into personal growth and development, that actually has time to go and invest in drama. I don't have time. I don't deal with it. That's why I have a zero tolerance for it. So the person got mad because they tried to public leverage me. They go, well, we were interested in getting one of your vests, but since you support starving dogs, I don't know, we can't support it. One, I wasn't even friends with those people. And the only reason why they came on my post because I happened to tag the person who was being accused of the situation. Once we were made aware of it, I had a talk with our affiliated manager, Jose Diaz. We call him Gomi. Our first thing is we're not going to sit here and try to publicly humiliate somebody. When we see somebody who needs help, our first notion goes, okay, that person's being accused of starving a dog, and they're part of our program or they're an affiliate. Let's reach out to them, because we weren't very aware of the person because the person wasn't really an active member. And the only reason why we eliminated their contract with being an affiliate wasn't because of the Mal situation. It was because they weren't active. We have a guideline that you have to have so many posts and so many stories a month or a week, and they weren't fulfilling those guidelines. So I asked Gomi, I said, Gomi, reach out to them, see how we can help the person, not humiliate them. Because if I ever get to the point where I have to publicly hang or humiliate someone to sell a vest or a product, I'm out of this game. That's not what I'm in it for. We're here to help and serve people. Emailed once, didn't reply. Called, didn't get a pickup. Replied again. Sent an email again, didn't get a reply. We reached out multiple times, couldn't get any feedback. At the end of the day, we still don't know what's going on with that dog. We don't know what's going on with that person. But because someone was frustrated because I didn't want to get involved in drama, they decided to do stories, and they went super hard in the paint when it comes to trying to, I guess, destroy XDOG as a whole. But here's the deal. Truth always prevails, okay? To me, in my opinion, if you have time to do that, that's just an indicator that, one, you're insecure with your life. Two, you're not doing anything with it. Because if you were doing something with your life and you're actually being productive and you're focusing on personal growth, health, development in any way, shape, and form, and you want to bring value to people, you're not going to try to publicly humiliate them or hang them. It's just not what you should do. It's not the right thing to do. I'm never going to do that because it's just no point. One, I don't have the time, and even if I had the time, I wouldn't do it. And in my opinion, the people who are actually doing that stuff and trying to publicly hang and humiliate people and start drama, you're just as bad as the person that you're accusing of starving the dog. We don't know. See, there's always two sides to every story. We don't know if that person lost a job, maybe the person was married and lost a wife or a husband. You don't know what that person's going through. And you need to really think about that when you start drama on the internet and you start lies. You talk about how we should be ashamed of ourselves. What do we have to be ashamed of? All we're doing is trying to bring value, help people, serve people, and just, man, help solve people's problems. And we do it without asking for anything in return, except you take the action. And what you're going to find out, guys, on the internet and how savage it is this. The people who are making these false accusations, 9 times out of 10, if not every time, don't have a vest, never experienced a vest. So how would they even know? 2, they have a change of story when you're doing a giveaway. Like all of a sudden, oh man, I apologize. I didn't mean to pass that story on and do that story. I apologize, you know? And it's just crazy to me, man. So I wanted to go ahead and let you know what the truth is about that story is. I don't know what happened to the dog. I sympathize for the owner. I sympathize for the dog. And I sympathize for the people who are accusing that person of doing that because they got some other issues too that they need to address. So for those who supported XDOG, man, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you really know who we are as a company and know who we are as people. Now, in the following episodes, we're going to talk about why our vest is not orthopedic approved, but it's also not disapproved, okay? And there's a big reason why behind that. And you're going to get into details about that. We're also going to get into details about the 14-time national champion, weight puller, Destiny. I think she got her 15th championship this year. She's a 7-year-old Staffordshire Bull Terrier that was weight pulling that we caught a lot of flack on because she was pulling Patrick and Logan on a track, on track with wheels. So we're going to address that as well. But man, another thing, for those XDOG members who feel that you have the vest and you feel that it's your moral obligation or our moral obligation to constantly explain and address to the haters or the complainers or the people who are fabricating false lies, I highly suggest you don't invest any time in that. You should be investing in time in personal growth. If you're surrounded in groups where you're constantly having to defend yourself because you want to level yourself up with the XDOG vest, you probably want to switch groups. We're in a situation right now where we're revolutionizing the way that dog owners are able to extend the life of their dog and improve their health through fitness. It's going to be an uphill battle. Our mission and our assignment right now, and our only focus is to go against the number one killer and enemy in dogs, and that's canine obesity. And we're going to go heads up against them, and every odd's against us. And it's going to take every dog owner, especially every XDOG teammate, to get behind this situation. You got a lot of people talking. You got a lot of people saying this and saying that, and they're so passionate about not having a dog weight pull, and they're so passionate about not having a dog about having a weight vest. I could respect that if the same people had the same passion to go into rescues and try to rescue dogs and give back like we do. I would have the I would have massive respect if they had the same passion to every dog owner who has a dog that's obese, that's a couch potato, that's actually loves their dog, but they don't realize that they're loving their dogs to death. You have to understand the difference. We're going into a new decade. For decades, we've been taught that feeding your dog a processed kibble and letting them be a couch potato is the right thing. And that's loving your dog, and that's the way that it's going to improve your dog's health. And what we've realized is that we have a higher number of dogs that are subjected to cancer and health-related diseases more than ever. We have rescues that are full of dogs that need help. And you're coming after us, the ally to dogs, who sponsor the same sports that you compete in, who give back and help rescues, probably more than 100 times more than what you guys who are complaining will ever do. We're an ally. We're not an enemy. All right? So hopefully that you guys get to hear this story and find out the truth from the horse's mouth. And if you have any questions, feel free to message us at any time. Again, man, I hope you guys found value in this podcast. This is the first episode. We plan on killing it in 2020. Remember, 2020 is the year of the true beast, man. I'm really excited about it. We're here to change lives, and we're here to kick ass, and specifically canine obesity. Man, I love y'all. Thank you again for all your support. And as always, Team XDOG Strong.